Okay, that was fast. So this is Talk and Talk, Dani and everybody who's here. I know the other ones are already familiar with the platform, but it's a conversation. This is not a class, it's just a talk. We're going to speak in English 100% of the time. Nobody here is going to teach or to correct you or judge you somehow. It's just a safe place to talk. Well, I have just showed you a video about freelancers or like the secret to being a successful freelancer. And this is the subject today. I'm going to share the questions with you. And these questions, they are just like a guidance for us. We don't need to follow all of them. It's just to have a topic to talk about. All right. Since there are 7 of us here, I will split us in some breakout rooms just because we need to have some time to talk. All right. In the breakout room, I will need someone to read the questions and just like organize the talk and make sure everybody's going to have the chance to talk a little bit. If you need any help there is a button under the cameras called Ask for Help. You just have to click there and I will go in the room to help you. All right. Today with me in the main room, I will have Dani and Rosane. And then in the breakout room, we're going to have Lara, Ricardo, Sylvia, and Sarah. All right. I think that's it, guys. Before you start answering the questions, please don't forget to introduce yourself so that you can get to know each other better. And I think that's it. Dani, do you have any questions? Is it okay?
No, so far it's all okay. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. No problem at all. And we're going to start then, guys. I will open the rooms. And I really hope you enjoyed the talk. At 9:50, I will bring everybody back to see how the conversation was. All right, so let's go enjoy it. All right, so as usual, we start with the introductions, Dani. So I will introduce myself because I'm here talking and you don't know about me, who I am. So I am Bruna. I work here on Talk and Talk as a community manager and also as a teacher. But as I was saying in the beginning, we are not here to teach, just to talk, all right? And I like dancing. Netflix, one of my hobbies too. Now I've been learning Spanish, and this is now learning a language is a hobby. So I've been learning Spanish since the beginning of the year. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. Being here on Talk and Talk is also one of my hobbies. So when I have some free time, I just join an immersion and talk to the guys. It's really good to practice, and this is my job, but it's also my hobby. I think that's it about me. Let's hear from you, Rose. How about you?
Rosane, Rose for friends, and I am an English teacher, and I don't have a lot of hobbies actually, but I'm trying to go back to reading because I used to read a lot and I noticed that I haven't been reading as much. And since I've been studying and I need to read, so I want to go back to this hobby. And I also like learning languages. I really want to learn Spanish, but I need to find the time because I have a 9-year-old daughter. So I have to manage, so many things. But language is one of the things that I really like to learn, and I enjoy learning as well. So I just learn some things here and there, but it's nothing official. But this is one of my hobbies too, and I really enjoy being here speaking English too because it's my second language. So it's really nice to practice and have these moments too.
Very good. And I will ask you something just because I know you. How is college going? Are you enjoying? Is it okay?
I am actually every semester I like it more, It's like I'm going to the 5th semester now, and it's like it's been really great because I've been learning a lot of things. I really, in the beginning I thought that I was going to think it was boring or something like this, but now I'm like every semester I'm having different feelings and good things. So I'm really excited to finish. Actually, I want to finish, but but I'm enjoying the process, but I want to finish.
May I ask you something?
Yes.
What to do in college? What's your major?
I study letras, languages and literature.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I've been teaching for around 5 years, but I decided that I needed, to actually go beyond what I learned in language schools. I needed something more, and it was the best decision for me. It's really great.
Nice. I asked you. I'm sorry to interrupt
Okay. No,
because
it's
I'm
fine.
I'm going to college too. It's my second one. I did law in my first college, and now I'm going to IT college. So that's why I asked you. Nice. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go
No
ahead.
problem.
Look, this is like a free talk, okay? Like, even though we have like a subject and things like this, like we can talk about anything if you want to, or if you feel like asking like any question, feel free, okay? It's okay. You haven't introduced yourself to YouTube, Dani, so can you please do it?
Sure. Hey guys, I'm Dani. It's my first time here in Talk and Talk. It's my first immersion. So I'm a Scrum Master. I work in IT, right? Tech. We develop softwares, all kinds of softwares. And about my hobbies, I told everyone before, I like Netflix. I don't have a lot of hobbies besides Netflix and Prime Video, stuff like that, and my cats, which I love. And I also have 3 kids. They are 26, 24, and 17 babies, as you can see. And I think I'm 46. So nice meeting you all.
Yes, it's really nice to meet you, Dani. I loved your vibe and the energy, it's really good to have you here with us. So I think now we can start sharing a little bit about our experiences as freelancers. If we have, of course, because I think I don't. But is freelance work common in the area you work, and have you ever worked as a freelancer? Do you have this experience? Dani, do you have this experience?
No, I never worked as a freelancer. I worked as let me think. No, as a freelancer, never. Maybe as I don't know how to speak in English, but as a pessoa jurídica. So it's not really freelancer because I was in a steady contract, so I don't have this experience.
I got you. Yeah, I think me too. I've never had this experience working as a freelancer. I have always worked as, I think, because I will try to find here what would be a good word to say this, but I found like a legal person. I don't know if this is, but yeah, me too. And also with a contract and everything, but I've never worked as a freelancer. Andrew Rose, have you ever, like, is it common in your area?
It shouldn't be common, I think, for teachers. People, I think that there are a lot of ways people think a freelancer, what a freelancer is. I think I've never worked as a freelancer in my fields, but I have seen many people working independently, like as a May, like we have here in Brazil or something like this. But I'm not sure if we can qualify this as a freelancer, but I think there are a lot of people that work independently in especially in the teaching area. There are many teachers that have their own students and have their own methods. So I think if you look in this way, maybe it's common, but I'm not sure if that freelancing is the right word to describe it.
Maybe as a private teacher.
Yeah, but I think it's not a freelance job, right? It's just like
a side job.
Yeah, because like freelance is like when you work like for a certain period of time, right? Like I don't know. now I am thinking of the concept of being a
Yeah, because I think the concept of freelancing is different in every country because we have different cultures. For example, here in Brazil, everything needs to be more formal, when you need to work. So, for example, if you want to work independently, you need to have a MEI,
Mhm.
a
Yes.
CNPJ number, because people need to know that you're working. It's kind of a formal work. You need to have some rights and you need to give people a guarantee that you are going to deliver the work you need. So I think the concept of freelancing is really different when you look here in Brazil. I think we face freelancing as just a contract or something that just a verbal contract. It's not something so formal as MEI or CNPJ or companies or anything like this. That's what I think. I'm not sure if I'm wrong, but that's how I see it.
I think it depends on the job too. I know there are some companies that hire freelancers, for example, I don't know, like designer freelancers or editors, and in this case, if we are talking about like companies that are big, they need to make sure they are doing things right, and then the freelancers need to like have a contract or say an NPJ or something like this to just to make sure like nothing is going to go wrong, right? What do you girls think are the benefits and the drawbacks of being a freelancer? What are the good and the bad parts of working this way?
I believe being a freelancer gives you time to look for other interests. Maybe you have more freedom, I guess, to do anything else you want. Also, more freedom to have another customer, other clients, I guess, mostly.
Good. Yeah, that's a good point. Of the drawbacks, if you get sick, it might be complicated because you don't have any guarantee or anything like that to I don't know, to like make you feel safe or something like this, money enough to keep yourself during this time you're going to be on. What do you think,
Yeah.
girls?
I think the benefits is that you are free to do what you believe, because I think when you freelance, you can put a lot of your ideas and the way you work, and the other people have to accept or not the way you want to work. So I think it's a really huge benefit, especially right now, because well, personally, I think that it's really good when you have freedom to decide what you want to do and who you want to work with. This is really great. So I think this is one of the biggest benefits that I can see. And the drawbacks, I think I agree with you, Bruna. It's, you don't have a break. You have to organize yourself really well to have breaks and have vacations. And sometimes if you don't have this balance between work-life balance, it's going to be really difficult because you will burn out, but it's not because of someone else, because of you. So I think this is one of the drawbacks that I can see for freelancing. The biggest one.
You have to be double careful, right? To take care of you and take care of the job, I guess. Also the money, because you have to be really strict taking care of money, because you don't have anything to fall on other than what you're saving.
Yes, like saving money throughout the year so that like when it gets to December, January, when everybody's on vacation, you won't run out of money, and I don't know, you won't struggle during these months, right? It's kind of like being an entrepreneur. I think it's the same energy, in this moment. Dani said something really nice about money and everything. How can these workers decide how much to charge for their work? Like, do you have any idea or on how to charge it? If someone asks you now, Dani, can you please help me to make a software or to create something, like, would you know how to charge this?
How to price it? I would have to ask for I don't develop, right? I manage the team. So I would have to involve my team to make an estimate, to make sure what I'm telling them is right. So alone, I can't do this estimate, but I would ask my team, I would bring them, and we having the scope of the project, it's easy to do it.
Very good, very good. I think this is a great strategy. I was thinking here when I first started working as a teacher, I didn't know how to price my job, like the classes and everything. And I tried to, just like you said, like talk to someone who is experienced and can like guide you. Maybe finding communities or like groups that have other professionals in the area could be a good starting point. And yeah, I think these are my tips. Find someone who is in the area already and can help you, but I feel we learn how to do it throughout the years, like the price I use it to charge when I started teaching is not the same I charge nowadays. So I think we learn how to do it, how to value ourselves.
As you gain experience, you'll be able to do it easily, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Rose?
I think that the more experience you have, the more knowledge you have, the more you can charge. And of course, I think if you have friends or if you are part of a community where you can ask people questions, and there are a lot of communities online, so you can always ask other people how much they charge and what they base their price on, because this is really important as well. Because if you're starting like in the freelancing world, or if you're starting your own company, I think you can charge so much that people are not going to pay for your work, but not so low that you're not going to be able to pay yourself for your work. So maybe the best idea would be what you guys said, asking other people, and also base all the knowledge you have, because knowledge is also important. So if you have a degree, for example, is different from people that don't have a degree, because maybe you know more things that other people maybe, not that they don't know, but they haven't ever practiced. So I think knowledge it has to be put on the table when you're talking about pricing and everything.
Good point. I loved it. And it's really, really difficult to decide how much to charge, but you gave great tips. I think you said something about, oh gosh, I wanted to comment what you said, and I just forgot. I was
about the knowledge. Wait, how much you know about things?
No, sorry. Okay, you said something about not charging too much. To this, like finding this balance might be like hard to. Yeah, really.
And I think that also, like, people are always going to complain about the price. I had an experience. I'm not sure, as I told you before, I'm not sure if this is considered freelance, but I taught one student once, individually. And I would say, this is my price. I would put up a price on my work, and this is my price because I have a lot of things to do. And then other people would come and ask me if I would teach them, and I would say them how much it cost, and people would say, "Oh, no, I can't pay that. That's a lot. Can you lower your price?" And I would say, "I can't. I'm sorry." So you have to be really firm. Like, this is what I'm charging. If you're willing to pay for it, because I've been studying. I'm not here doing nothing. It's a lot of work, especially when you teach. I think all the jobs that you do, they require a lot of hard work and preparation. So when you're a teacher, it's the same thing. So you have to pay the price if you want to have a good service, if you want something nice to be delivered to you. So of course that you're not going to charge so low to please everybody, but finding this balance is also important, because you can be left behind, just please other people and leave yourself behind. So it's really difficult, freelancing is a really hard work.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
the most important person that should value your work is yourself, so others will value it too.
Good point. And I think it's also about trying to like keep the quality of your job, like getting formed, studying and being being updated in the area, all of these things are really important. I want to know from you, how can we find freelance work? Like, do you know any website? Where would you look for clients or something like this if you were a freelancer? This is a tough question. I have no idea.
There are some websites, like there is a 99 99 freela, something like this. I don't know how to say this. There's this website. There is one website that I would that I found that shows some freelance jobs for translation, interpretation also, but I forgot the website. But these websites that I mentioned, they're all for translation, interpretation, or even teaching. So I just know these websites, but I've never actually got a job from them. I just searched and looked around to see what were the positions they were offering, and how much they would pay for the job, but I never actually got any jobs on these websites. But I think if people are really freelancing and they have time to actually search for jobs and for clients, these are good options to start with, because they don't pay, I think, that well. So it's an option, but I'm not sure if it's these are the best ones.
This website 99 freelance, it's amazing. There are a lot of translators and also lawyers, designers, teachers. That's amazing. I loved it. I will definitely save it, because we never know when we need this, when we are going to need these professionals, right? So that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I would say having a good social media account and also LinkedIn, I think it would be a good initiative to have good connections and I don't know, clients that trust you and then would recommend you. This would be a good strategy to find. What do you think about it, Dania?
In my area, LinkedIn is the main way to find a job. Either a freelancer or not, it's the main reason we have LinkedIn is to find a job. We don't have, I don't really use it as a social network as much as I use it to find, I used already to find work or to be up to date to what companies are doing. There's a website, it's called Prof, I guess, PROF. I will find it and I'll send it to you, which is a website for IT workers. So if you want to learn a language, something specific, there are plenty of teachers there, which in every area, and you can search them by price, by hours, by specialty. It's a very nice site. Let me find it. I will show you.
Okay. Share with us. Now, if you are watching us on YouTube and you need some freelancers, you can find these two websites, Prof, that Dani mentioned, and also 99 freelance. I loved it. Very good, girls. Let's go to the next one. There are so many nice questions I would like to ask you, but I wanna skip to question number 6 about how can freelancers protect themselves from clients who don't pay? I think this is I'm laughing. I'm sorry. How can we do this? Oh gosh, this is such a bad experience, and I have already experienced this somehow. So how can we do this? Rose knows what.
Okay. Yeah, I think having a contract is the best thing that we could do, because if we don't have a contract, you can establish ground rules, for or limits for how much you're gonna work and when you're going to deliver the work, and guarantees that you're being paid. That's really important, because then people just leave and they don't pay you. So it's it's really good to have a contract, or even if you have something to prove. I mean, sometimes people don't have don't have the chance to actually look for a contract and to make everything formal and legal. But maybe if you have, if you have proof of everything that you've done, or all the everything that you did, that you talked about with the person that you worked for, that would be a good thing. So yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but better safe than sorry. Even if I mean, based on my experience, even if you like the person a lot, you need to have these rules, these line between trusting what people say and actually having legal back, having kind of a legal backup to help you whenever you need the most.
Yeah,
So
I was listening to a podcast these days, and the guy who was there, like the guy who was being interviewed, was saying that he had a job at his family's pharmacy, and then he faced some like legal problems too, because he was like trusting his family. So this is a good point too. If you are working for someone you trust, you think they will do things right, but actually they like don't, and this is really disappointing. So I totally feel you. Yeah, I think the contract might be the best solution, to just to make sure you're going to have your rights and things are going to go well. How do you see it, Daniel?
I believe in contracts for everything. Contracts should be done in every situation. I mean, even between family, you have to do a contract to make sure what you're getting and what you're giving, right? In my line of work, there are two things that are the most important. They are the scope of the product, what you're giving to the client, and the deadline. How long will it take for you to deliver what you promised? Those are the most important things. And so you are sure of what you have to give them, right? Of course, price is really important, but it will be on the contract. Once you deliver it, you have you'll get what you asked for. But in IT, it's so easy to not be sure of what you're giving. I mean, if I'm creating for you a software, right? So I'm creating a software or a landing page for your business. Oh, yes, okay. So, well, I thought you was going to be a button here so people can touch it and make something. Oh, but there is no button to contact for email, via email. So it's really easy to people to look and no, that's not what I was hoping for or what I asked for. So for us, one of the most important things is the scope of the project. So you really get to the clients what they need, what they hope for, and not. I don't want to say can't, but you don't get take advantage of, because it's really easy to get lost in the middle of this lot of functionalities that you are delivering.
That's a good point. And yeah, I think this is the best way, having a contract, setting a deadline. All of these things are necessary. Very good. There are some other questions I wanna ask you about managing projects. What tools do you think freelancers can use to manage and to, I don't know, yeah, this is the word, to manage their products? Like, what tools do you girls use when you are organizing yourself or managing things?
First of all, communication. It's the most important thing in any relationship, either commercial or not. So communication. Be clear of what you want, what you need. This is the main important thing here to talk about. Second, your time. I have a lot of projects, so you have to manage your time real good. And the third important thing, maybe I put them out of order, but people I worked with, they are my first clients, and I'm talking about my team. I have a team that I love very much. They are my second family, and yeah, actually, they are the most important thing. So if you work with people, you have to like what you do, and I love what I do. But I love more than what I do. I love my team. So you have to make sure that people that work with you are comfortable, are happy. I think this is it. People and time and everything else.
I loved, because when I wrote the question, I was thinking of like tools like websites or software.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's that's really nice that you brought like something else. I loved it, and I totally agree with you. All of these things are really important, and I will like highlight the first one you mentioned, that is communication. This is really important, and I think when we are like working as a freelancers, or when we are working for like someone else, when we are offering our job, it's really important to know how to sell yourself, just like the girl mentioned in the like on the video, and make sure of like what you're doing, and the reason why you are good, and like do this, like believing in yourself. I think this is the most important thing, like doing it, believing in ourselves is really, really important. So communication is key. I totally agree with you. Rose, what do you think about it?
Personally speaking, I mean, and I think it works for freelancers. So I think managing time is really precious. Even if you're a freelancer, if you're a freelancer or not, you need to manage your time in a way that you're going to be able to do everything you need to do for one day. But sometimes these things don't work, because sometimes, life happens, things happens, and sometimes you can manage to do everything that you wanted to do in a day. So I used to have a planner, like a physical planner, to put everything that I wanted to do for that day, and trying to think about how much time I would spend doing it, or a part of it. But it never works, because for me, a planner, I quit on planners, because it never works for me. Never, ever. I mean, I try to plan my day so perfectly and everything, but then something happens and I need to change all my schedule. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. So what I try to do is I try to put like just a few things on my day that are going to be really important, since I'm in college. So I need to have some time to study. I need to have some time to spend some time with my family. I need to have some time to read a book, an interesting book, because I buy so many books and I don't have time enough to read them. So I'm like, okay, I'm spending so much money on books. I need to read all of them, before I buy new ones. And I think these you have to try to manage your time, I usually use like a piece of paper, and I put all my ideas in a piece of paper, and I put them on my fridge, so then I'm always looking at it because I'm always in the kitchen. So it's like, okay, I'm sure I'm going to see here everything I have to do. And I try to think that, okay, if these things don't work, if I don't have time to do these things today, it's okay. Because I will have, hopefully I'll have another day and I'll be able to complete the task. So basically this is what I do. I try to use the Pomodoro method. I'm not sure if you've heard it, because I tend to lose focus really easily. So so I'm going to try to focus for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I'm going to take a break and I'm going back to my activity again. So I try to do these things. They don't work every day, but when they work, they are really good. So
yes,
Nice.
yeah, that's really really nice. And I feel you about the planner. This year I could use my planner like in a perfect way, like perfectly, and I'm really proud of myself. I used it like every single day, and I'm really proud. Maybe it's the way it is made, like the way it is organized. So I'm really proud of myself. But I would like just add I would like to add Notion too. This is an amazing tool. I love. You can create everything you want there. Like it's like a notebook, but like you can add links, images. This is perfect, and it really helps me to manage everything, to manage my life basically. Notion is just perfect to me.
I was going to say something about it too. I mean, being in IT, I hardly even write something in a notebook. So Microsoft has two tools. One, it's called To-Do. They are both free. To-Do, and you can download it on your phone or on your notebook, and also the OneNote app. OneNote app is basically like the one you just said, but you can write whatever you need. You have tabs there, and it's really nice to use. I use it to organize myself every day. They are very, very useful.
Very good. So OneNote isn't it the one with the elephant? Is it?
No, that's Evernote.
Evernote.
Yeah,
Oh,
OneNote
okay.
is a purple app. It's very good.
Okay, I know. Like it's Office, right?
Yeah.
What I know what you're talking about. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing with us. To do is really amazing, and I think Notion combines both. To do and also OneNote. I love it. Girls, let me see the next one. I think we have time to answer other two questions. What is skills do people need to become successful freelancers? Do you think you have these skills?
I don't think I have them. I think organization is the main skill to be a freelancer. You have to be very organized because you're doing everything yourself, right? Taxes and charges, preparing classes if you're doing classes, or preparing project scopes. You're doing everything yourself, so you have to be really, really, really organized. I mean, it's a one-man army, right? So I don't think I could.
I feel you. It's difficult because like I always like I work here on Talk and Talk, but I also have some students, and it's literally like this. Sometimes I forget to do something to charge them, and I need to like text them. Oh, well, look, you didn't pay me this month. Here is the bullet. Like things like this, and I was like, oh gosh, it's really tough. Like
Yeah.
doing two things at the same time. You need to be really organized. I totally agree with you. Yeah, and I think curious too. In order to provide the best work for your clients. Like I'm always trying to find new activities, new ways of doing the same thing. Trying to be up to date. It's maybe curiosity is also something something good,
Yeah.
a good skill. What do you think, Rose?
I agree with what you guys said. I think that when you're working for yourself and by yourself, I think it helps you focus a little bit more, what you have to do, because you have a deadline sometimes and you have people that you have to deliver your work to. So I think that organization is really important. And also, I think I'm not sure if it's a skill, but you really have to love what you're doing. Of course, I'm not talking about love what you do in a way that everything is going to be perfect, because things are going to go wrong and you have to accept this. But I think that even when things go wrong, you know your purpose, you know why you're doing that, where you want to get. So I think I'm not sure if that's a skill, but it's important to keep this in mind, that even though you love what you do, you're going to have problems. But if you're still motivated to continue doing what you're doing, that's the right way, and organization and time management and all these things come along, I think, so you're going to be more focused
I
on
totally
everything
agree.
that you're doing.
Good point. Good point. I loved it. Yeah, and it's, of course, we are not talking about like just living for your job, right? But when you, I don't know, like when you like what you're doing, I think it's easier to get also motivated to like keep doing it, even if you face any troubles. Like it's easier to like keep up with the things, right? Yes.
I think being passionate about your work helps you be happy. Being passionate about what you do. I love what I do, so I wake up happy. It's not like, oh no, it's Sunday, tomorrow I gotta work. No, I love what I do, so I love Mondays.
I loved it. Dani, you mentioned you studied law, right? How was this transition from this area to tech? How did you start working in the area?
Well, it was easy because I hated law. I'm sorry, my cat slept. I don't want to move, but I didn't really like what I did. So I worked in a construction company and I started doing contracts and stuff like that. And later on, I started to manage the projects, construction projects. And I did that for about 15 years. I was in a very, very nice position there. And then I wanted something more. So I met someone. I had a relationship with someone that worked in tech. And he showed me some things, and he showed me some courses to take, and I took them, and I loved it. As soon as I took the first one, I got a job offer on LinkedIn, which is, I was astonished. I was, wow, I just did. But I had the background experience, so I was going to manage projects anyway. It's a lot different than what I was used to, but it was a nice transition. It was a great company. I worked, I won't talk the name. I'm not there anymore, but it was a great company. They allowed me to make mistakes because I wasn't from the IT main. So it was great. The transition took to feel comfortable and believing that I knew what I was doing. It took me a year, actually. I started in a year, yes. I started in tech and I was managing projects and stuff, but it was so different. Everything was so different. And I made a lot of mistakes, and they allowed me to make those mistakes. I was always afraid I was going to be fired. Oh, Lord. But they were very understanding and comprehensive. It was it was a great company. Actually, my son works there today. He's a
Oh,
developer and he works there.
that's
So
good.
I love that company so much, and they made me what I am today. So, but took me a whole year to be sure that I could call myself an IT project manager.
I got you. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing. I just got curious. That's why I asked you. Girls, I hope you have enjoyed the talk. I'm bringing the guys from the breakout room back, and then we're almost over. But please don't leave. I will check with them how the conversation was and everything. So I will ask Dani another question. I just want to ask you, how was your first experience here? If you liked it or not, how was it?
Actually, I loved it. I didn't know how was it going to work. I just saw it, and then I want to do an immersion. So I
That's good.
I made the appointments, but I really liked. I mean, it's nice to talk, even though I don't talk that good. But it's really nice to be allowed to talk to other people in English, which is hard to get sometimes, hard to be able to do it sometimes.
Yes. No, but it was amazing, and like you're amazing. It was really nice to get to know you, and I really want you to come back next week, please. It would be a pleasure to see you again here. And also, Rose, feel free. This month, Talk and Talk is for free. All the immersions, all the classes. So you girls, feel free to come back whenever you want. All right. I will
Thank
check
you.
with the guys from the breakout room how the conversation was. Lara, how was it? Share with me. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was really good. And for me now, it's clear that I don't have what it takes to be a freelancer.
Why?
No, I like the security that I have in my job. This is really important. I don't want to worry like with my medical assurance, and I don't want to worry like with the money that I would take in the final of the month. So I need a security in my job. Maybe to have extra money, okay, but I need to work for a company and like with the CLT and those things.
I feel you, girl. Yes, definitely. I feel the same. You know, I need something just to feel safe. You know, I will have some money, and I will. Yeah, I I just want to feel secure. You know, I think that's it. How was the talk for you, Sarah? Share with us. Do you have what it takes to be a freelancer or not?
Yeah, I was sharing that maybe some skills I could afford, but in general, it's very hard to be organized, to know what you have to do first. Right now, I'm doing some freelancer stuff, and it's okay, but I plan to have some like a guarantee so I can plan myself for the future and like Lara said, know how much I'm going to make in the end of the month so I can pay everything that I need. And I think that's the thing that it's very appealing for me as well.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for sharing. And I will ask Ricardo the last one. And you, Ricardo, do you have what it takes?
Yeah, I think I was trying to tell in another room. Is necessary a specific kind of person, because I love stability. I love to have health insurance. I love the situation that every first day of the month I was paid. So,
Yeah.
but it's possible to earn a lot of money, or not a lot of, but could be more money than a common employee. So I think is maybe I made a suggestion that working as a common employee in a private company and earning money saving money during a while, and start work as a freelancer. I don't know, because it's possible to have some whiles and they don't have uh, any job for your work. So in this case, that's it.
Very good. Thank you so much. Yes, I totally agree with you. Well, guys, we are running out of time. We just have some minutes. So I want to share with you the feedback. I will send it one more time. It's a survey. It's anonymous. You can rate us from 0 to 10 and share what you thought about the meeting. Send some feedback, suggestions. It's going to be really nice reading from you, your perspective. And I think that's it. This was the immersion. If you want to have classes, we have classes here on TNT2 for beginners and intermediate students in English, Spanish, and French, like with an instructor, material, and everything. And if you want to have access to the questions previously, you can do it too if you are part of our plan, our pro plan. You can have access to the questions, the classes, and everything. Happy hours, meetings, workshops, a lot of stuff. And I think that's it. Now it's over. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope to see you around. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you, Bruna. Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank
Nice
you.
day.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Thank you.